So your next step then is going to be to paraphrase all of the information that you plan to use in your research project. As I said before, you are not allowed to use direct quotes. So you are going to avoid plagiarism in your paraphrases by rewording and rephrasing the information. So remember, you can't just change words, you also have to move things around. If you find it impossible to paraphrase a word or phrase, you can put it in quotation marks, but you are limited to 5 words per paraphrase. So my tips for paraphrasing are first that you refer back to your notes on paraphrasing. And if you do that, you'll find that the first step that you were advised to take was to read the information that you're planning to paraphrase several times. And as you read that information several times, the first time you're just going to kind of read to get a feel for what it means. And then the second time, you're going to chunk the text by idea or part. You do this for 2 reasons. One, it allows you to rephrase more easily. It also, for me, I can't hold too much. There's a limit on the amount of information I can hold in my head at one time and really remember and work to paraphrase. So I like to break it down into smaller chunks or bites, if you want to think about it that way, so that I don't get more than I can deal with at a time. Um, and then on my third read, I like to underline all the key concepts that I want to make sure that I include in my paraphrase. And finally, um, I'm going to brainstorm ways to reword uh, things before I start paraphrasing. Because otherwise that's kind of a part where I get stuck. And I think that your notes actually suggest rewording, choosing synonyms after you've gone away from the original text. And I like to do that before I go away from the original text, which is a difference in strategy. So what you're going to be doing then is on where you highlighted, you can see how I've done these things that I talked about, underlining the keywords, chunking. You can see I have numbered 2 sections here, and you can see how I have thought of ways to say some of these key concepts different. So, to start your paraphrase, you're just going to, on your sticky note, I like to use my sticky note to cover up the original because you should not look at the original while you are doing this. If you do it, you are likely going to unintentionally plagiarize something. So you're just going to write "it says" and then a colon, and then you'll have your paraphrase after the "it says." So if we want to see my example, here is my example. It says technology offers teens many ways to create, share, and even publish their work. Online groups, apps, and websites allow teens to employ and showcase their creativity using only a smartphone or computer. Now that I've done my paraphrase, I can put it side by side with the text and I can make sure that I didn't unintentionally use any wording or phrasing from the original, which would be plagiarism. You can also see that I talk about publishing in the first sentence, which in the original it doesn't talk about it till the end. So you can see where I've rephrased and rearranged things. And you want to make sure that you've done that as well. So that is how you do the paraphrase step.